Познавате ли някои от тези самолети тук? Честно казано, повечето са, предполагам, неизвестни за широката публика, но ето този е известен. Това е Boeing 707, вече модерната Jet Age на авиацията, реактивната епоха. 747, кралицата на небето и най-красивата машина, поне за мен, строена някога, Конкорд. Намираме се в Софийския офис на AirFrance KLM, за да ви запознаем с бъдещите, както се казва, творчески планове на тази първа всъщност в Европа в момента авиационна група. Ще поговорим за присъствието на KLM и AirFrance на българския пазар, ще си поговорим за развитието през следващите години и за развитието на Алианса, чието основатели са именно тези две авиокомпании SkyTeam. Останете с нас и ни гледайте.
Van het Amsterdamse ei werd in 1919 de eerste luchtverkeertentoonstelling Amsterdam georganiseerd. De Delta werd bezocht door 500.000 nieuwsgierige Nederlanders.
Alexandru, thank you very much for having us here in KLM Air France's office at Sofia Airport Terminal 2. Speaking about KLM, I put it first. It's actually Air France KLM, the name of the group. But we haven't seen a blue aircraft here in Sofia for decades.
Well, that's a shame, actually.
Absolutely. Why is that, and will it change?
I think it depends a lot on the how the country will develop and how the country is developing. And if I look to the past decade, we only have very promising indicators linked to Bulgaria. But a good economy, whether we talk about industry or we talk about developments of tourism, and these are just two fields where Bulgaria is excelling, so with very positive developments in the region. It's not all about that. It's about the new trends in the airlines. Airlines are doing partnerships because it's difficult to, let's say, survive alone. Sofia, Bulgaria, it's definitely a place where KLM would like to be. But for instance, we have, I would say, almost great cooperation with Bulgaria Air.
So it's daily code sharing.
It's daily,
and a lot
daily,
of passengers
daily code sharing.
from Sofia are actually traveling on KLM aircraft.
It's a good product. So I think as long as the situation will stay like this or even improve, meaning the fleet of Bulgaria Air will improve, the timing to Amsterdam, the number of frequencies to Amsterdam would improve. There is a possibility we might not be seeing soon the blue wings of KLM in Bulgaria. But again, it is nothing wrong with that. It is just a business model where two brands, two airlines, Air Bulgaria and KLM in our case, in a partnership, are sharing a pie and are contributing to the wealth of each other.
Looking purely at the numbers, actually, Amsterdam is one of the busiest roads from Sofia.
It is one of the busiest roads, and not only from Sofia. That's why the constraints we have in Amsterdam. You know that the Amsterdam has become so busy that you may say in these days the airport can no longer accommodate additional flights.
Yeah, currently it's the fourth largest in Europe
Exactly, it's like
and one of the 10 in the world. So.
exactly. Plus the environmental issues that I think you are aware about.
That was, I can imagine, a long time ago, because it's like almost like a railroad. I mean, from Sofia, then Belgrade,
It is
then Budapest.
from the time an airline was flying from Paris via Belgrade, via Sofia to Cairo and to Karachi. So one flight with several stops.
Yeah, with the good old turboprop aircraft, as we can see.
And the
here.
flight was taking a few days.
Yeah.
When AirFrance and KLM started the flights from Amsterdam and from Paris to Belgrade to Bucharest. Yeah, that was in between the two world wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a situation in the former territory of Yugoslavia, whereby the farmers were complaining to the government that their cows and their sheep are no longer producing milk because of the noise.
Now on the other end of your internal partnership, AirFrance KLM.
Yeah.
AirFrance is currently also flying to Sofia, but seasonally. Will that change in the future? And what is the operational model there?
Most of the traffic goes beyond Paris or beyond Amsterdam. That means, for instance, in our cooperation with Bulgaria Air, we contribute with offering Bulgaria Air a larger network to the world. And Bulgaria Air, it's helping us with, let's say, being present on the point-to-point traffic.
In that respect, the third, let's say, part of the chain is now Transavia, which also started operations to Sofia. So far, so good.
Yeah.
How has it been going with those flights? And are there any plans to expand on this, we should say, no-frills, low-cost operation of Transavia from Amsterdam to Sofia?
With AirFrance, KLM and Transavia, it's a complex process. If you look at what we did in terms of expansion in 2019, 2020, the winter schedule, you'll actually notice immediately that we have a growth of 4% in capacity. But if you come down to, you know, to the consistency of this growth, what you see is actually that it consists of a 2% year-on-year growth to intercontinental flights and a minus 2% on the short haul flights and medium haul flights, and the 1.9% less, minus, on Transavia destinations. So we are business opportunistic. We see right now for the coming season an opportunity to grow our network to intercontinental destinations and to serve them better. And for this reason, also taking in consideration the constraints we have both in Paris and Amsterdam, we decided actually to shrink some intra-European flights, short haul, medium haul flights, to the expense of growing the intercontinental.
You mentioned intercontinental. This is actually the most interesting topic that is happening here also from Sofia, and I assume you're facing the largest competition in that field. Maybe the largest carrier group from Sofia is still Lufthansa Group. But then in the second place, it's Air France KLM, and then all the others are following. But how are you facing that competition from, for example, the Middle Eastern carriers and Turkish Airlines, which are now strongly positioning themselves here in Bulgaria?
Well, competition is tough, and if you want to be present in the market, you need to compete with. Again, whether directly or through a partner. What is a fact, and that's despite of the, let's say, current situation you just mentioned, Lufthansa Group, it's rather big and very well represented in Central Eastern Europe or former Central Eastern countries. But the fact remains that today Air France and KLM, together with their partners, are the number one carrier in terms of passengers between Europe and intercontinental destinations. So we carry by far the largest number of passengers. We have by far the biggest number of daily flights from Europe, mainly from Paris and Amsterdam to intercontinental destinations.
Which are the strongest markets? I assume North America, for example,
for us,
including Delta's
North
flights.
North America, it's strong also due to the partnership we have with Delta Airlines, but also with the Virgin Atlantic. We are strong in Asia, particularly strong in Asia, and it appears that, at least talking about Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, some Balkan countries, we are a preferred carrier for leisure destinations in South America.
So South America can be said that is quite unique for the group.
I would say yes, and it's a good marketplace to be, because the number of passengers are increasing. Bulgarian people can afford to spend more for their holidays, and not only that, they can afford to. The holiday habits have changed. It appears that now they prefer to have more holidays and shorter during the year instead of one longer holiday, and to catch in their plans more destinations, several destinations.
What about vice versa? Because during the summer season, for example, we can see that Transavia is also carrying a lot of passengers to our Black Sea airports in Varna and Burgas.
The Bulgarian destinations are deserving, actually, this traffic, because you have a very good reputation in tourism, especially at the Black Sea coast, and not only, also the surroundings, and that alone justify the interest of the public, of the travelers to Bulgaria. And it's not only from the Netherlands or from Paris, but we notice a lot of passengers are traveling through the hubs in Amsterdam or in Paris from the Nordic country. And it's a growing trend. It is a growing trend according to our statistics.
KLM Royal Dutch Airlines was founded on October 7th, 1919.
Low-cost carriers obviously face the toughest competition currently, not just for network operations as to Sofia, but also charter flights as to the seasonal ones in Varna and Burgas. How you cope with low cost, and what changes in your business model has that prompted?
I think we cope pretty well, because it's a different model. So in comparison with the low-cost carriers, we offer more frequencies during the day, more regular flights to specific destinations. And then you have, let's say, the passenger-related product, which includes the way you book your ticket, the way you select your seat in the aircraft, the service in the aircraft. Most important, the after-sales service. So what's happening after you completed your trip? Irregularities might happen. What do you do? And this is where AirFrance and KLM are excelling. This is where we show not only the respect for the passengers, that we care and we value the passengers. And we spend huge amount of monies in centers of excellence which are taking care of our passengers mainly for after the sales. Yeah, it's a different model, but we are competitive. Lately, and I think everybody noticed that, we became price competitive, which could be a very sensitive issue for what you generally call the low-cost carriers.
But also offering quite an improved product.
Yes, definitely. But again, offering an improved product and being price competitive as well, that actually showing how strong you can be when you want to protect your market, when you want to be in the market, when you want to keep your passengers, when you want to convince a larger number of passengers to become your customers.
Is that the reason why during the past few years both KLM and Air France are actually doing a lot of investment into the in-flight product of both airlines? We can see that a lot of money has gone into refurbishing cabins, for example, taking on new aircraft.
Air France and KLM are very keen on the passenger needs, and of course, it's nice to have a refurbished aircraft with improvements and so on. But what are actually the really down-to-earth passenger needs? Yeah, and this is where Air France and KLM are focusing. So it's simply you put the passenger in the center of your attention, and you come with improvements over there.
Do you also demand that from your partners so that the picture is cohesive?
Yes, actually within the Sky team we are doing our best that within a certain time limit we align our product. And aligning our product means not only on board product but also in generally to offer the same, let's say, opportunities for the passenger to book a ticket, to offer seamless conditions for carriage. I mean, the weight of the baggage, no price differentiations, acceptance of certain category of passengers. It should be also seamless.
So the service as a whole?
The service as a whole, and I think within the SkyTeam Alliance we are doing quite well of that. Of
but
course,
also with
there
the
is a long road ahead.
Outside of the alliances as well?
With the partners, you know,
meaning us, our partnership here with
the
Bulgaria.
doors of the alliance, it's not closed. Yeah. Everyone who would like to be part of it and everyone who meets the condition, it should be in there.
Talking about alliances, do you think that they have exhausted their potential already, or we are in the peak of what the alliances can do for the airline industry as a whole? Because now most modern In modern terms, we see a lot of joint ventures, other forms of partnership, instead of only everybody struggling to being part of an alliance.
Look at the AirFrance, KLM, Delta Airlines. Look at the new arrangements with Virgin Atlantic. Watch us for what's coming next regarding China in terms of alliances. I think, in my opinion, and to what I see, there are endless opportunities. There is not just one model. You need to be flexible and you need to adjust the model to be suitable to you, to your partner, but most important, to meet the customer demands, to make the customer happy when never in contact with you, before being on board and after.
We now see kind of a new trends in especially intercontinental travel with the so-called ultra long range jets that are already available on the market. Certain airlines are trying to prove that they can fly more than 20 hours. Where in that respect does Air France KLM stand? Do you plan to launch such routes from your main hubs and get on board of those new really very efficient aircraft?
Yeah,
for
as
example,
I said,
the A350 ULR, which is currently marketed.
Well, we're passenger centric. This is
So if the demand exists, we're
this
gonna
is
see
a
it.
decision we made. So whatever the customer appreciate, whatever the customer finds suitable, and it's willing to pay the money to have it, we will model our business to meet this expectation. I cannot tell right now, and we cannot tell right now, whether it's going to be a super long-range aircraft. Maybe it's going to be an aircraft which is not that wide body, but it go faster by, let's say, minus 20-25% of time getting you to the destinations. And since now the customers and the people in general are so concerned on the environment, why not taking you for point A to point B, farther to point C, with less CO2 emissions, consuming less kerosene, or
And in less
damaging
amount of time, of course.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and damaging less the place we live.
How sustainable is flying for business? For companies and business travelers, flying is often the only option for transport to reach distant places. But flying around the world leaves its mark on our planet. The KLM Corporate Biofuel Program offers companies the opportunity to reduce their carbon footprint. Sustainable fuel still costs 3 times the price of traditional kerosene. And our partners in the KLM Corporate Biofuel Program pay a fee that covers the difference in costs. The support of the participating companies stimulates the availability of sustainable aviation fuel on a larger scale and helps to make it economically more competitive to kerosene. Thanks to this program, we're the first airline in the world to fly daily on sustainable aviation fuel. This is our journey to more sustainable aviation.
Just a couple of months ago, Air France actually started its new cadet program for new pilots. I'm asking these questions, me myself, I'm a pilot now, but there are a lot of other people, including here in Bulgaria, who are aspiring pilots. Is that program open for persons from all over Europe? or the European Union, and how does it work? How can one become part of Air France KLM crew?
The program is well and alive. It is designed for the French language speaking pilots, and it's open, so everybody which meets the criteria which is published within the program should feel free to apply. I can also say that, unfortunately, for what I was told so far, it hasn't been much interest from Bulgaria and from Romania as well. But the program is widely open. That's the message. You meet the criteria, don't hesitate to send your application.
Probably the French language is...
the French language, it's a must.
Yeah,
the French language is
the
a must.
one condition
because
that actually stops
it
people
is
from our region.
stipulated over there, yeah, within the program. It is designed for the French-speaking pilots.
It still looks very much like the old, as they say, golden age of aviation, but
Yes.
it's like the Silk Road. I mean,
Exactly.
traveling for several days in luxury on this for the time modern aircraft.
You know, connecting the world and keeping the world together, it doesn't change much. It's
Yeah.
just today, it's done, let's say,
Much quicker and simpler.
much quicker and simpler, a different manner, but the main roads are there to stay.